Welcome. You're listening to the fourth round with Ty, me, and Cal. We are Is We Podden in conjunction with EBL, and we're here to break down some cringe, man.
Right on, man. Before we get into the topics, man, I want to give a special shout out to King and Dave, who are the owners of this channel. You know, they've given a lot of brothers a platform to showcase their talent. They have a whole archive of audio battles that y'all want to go check out, you know, featuring guys like Chuck AR, Black Roots, Art, Miss Petty, my boy Cal, Old Flow, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Also, Dave's Wave and Blaze podcast is on Monday through Friday. Usually around 5:30, 6:30-ish a.m., depending on how Dave's feeling and what time he gets home. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. They cover a whole variety of topics. Also, check out our girl Nachi with Nacho Sundays. When you want to get away from all the cringe and you need to get right in your mind, get your mental right, get your emotions right, she gonna feed your spirit, man. You know, make you some tea, light some incense. She gonna talk to you, man, about some real life issues. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all check her out as well. This past Saturday, we had a big battle rap event. Cal, you want to roll this out? Like what was going on with the event? Who was put together by and all that?
All right. So we had a situation where a brother who used to be a participant in the UFC by the name of King Bao.
Nope, he was not.
He
was
wasn't
never in the UFC.
Okay.
Let's fix that.
Good.
Okay.
Correct me right there.
He was on the Bellator undercard and some European fighting championships.
Okay. So again, starting off with misinformation, let's get it correct. The brother was a mixed martial artist that did, like what Marabi said, under Bellator, things like that. He had been wanting to do a card where he got to battle Daylight. They've been building this up for a couple of months now. There's a couple of other battles on the card. You had T-Top versus Twerk. We had RX versus Jazz. We had, and there was another one that I cannot remember right now.
It's supposed to be QP versus Enes, Cal.
QP. Clean paper.
Right.
So had those battles together, had a nice looking venue from what we could see for the limited amount of time. Had VIP situations. You know, they had Brother Cassidy. He was in the Raptors after hosting the Face Off. I think they said the capacity was supposed to be about 1,500.
Okay.
We got petty, and they did a head count. It was only about 35 people.
I thought it was like 50, but okay.
Yeah, they got petty on that IG live with Enes. People were literally 1, 2. We counted 1, 2, 3. It got bad.
Right.
Bombed. We didn't get to see, like, we had some no-shows happen between Clean Paper not even showing up.
Right.
Situation between T-Top and Twerk, that couldn't happen. We only really got to see one battle at the very beginning. After that, the stream kind of bottomed out on us. And like I said, the culture transitioned to Enes's live. I think they clipped King Bao versus Daylight, put it up on his channel. For some reason, that hasn't been flagged yet.
Right.
You can't flag that.
Oh, you can't flag that? Okay. Word to the wise. Y'all can bootleg events and put them on YouTube now. That's fire. With that being said, we're going to talk about how terrible this thing was.
Right. We know a lot of other platforms have covered this event, and they, you know, pretty much said all the obvious things, that it was a bad event. You know, they don't want to see King Bao anymore, et cetera, so forth. We're going to take, as we tend to do with the Is We Podden platform, we're going to take a slightly different approach. We're going to try something new, going to be creative a little bit. I'm going to analyze the event, the actual battles that I seen that night. Marabi, who is someone who bought the pay-per-view, he's going to break down that whole process, what that was like from beginning to end with the pay-per-view. And then my man Cal is going to give some much-needed business perspective about this thing. Okay, so we're all going to have our own segments and our own little takes on this event. We're going to attack it from 3 angles, okay? So first off, the event started off with some really cringy commentary. One brother, we didn't even know who he was. I think it literally might have been somebody they picked out of the crowd and just gave like a blaze or two. And he was giving commentary on the events. None of us knew who he was. That let me know that this was going to be some cringe from get-go. Craig Lamar versus Ace Amin was the first scheduled match. Now, very important context that hasn't been brought up yet. I haven't seen on any of the other platforms. Craig Lamar was drunk off his behind. Okay, when the stream started, he was one of the commentators. He literally said on air, "I am twisted, I am faded." Okay, so this is just a setup for cringe. He's rocking back and forth, eyes red. He's just doing this number right here. I'm like, okay, we rubbing our hands like, okay, this is about to be cringy, right? First battle, Craig Lamar versus Ace Amin. Most of us that was watching live, we had Ace 2-1. Craig Lamar had a really strong first. The second he jersey out of, you could tell he was bothered. Like I say, he was inebriated. You know what I'm saying? He was looking a little out of it. Cut his second round super duper short. Ace Amin turned up in the second, clearly got the second. Craig Lamar had some bars in the third, but he again cut his round very short. And Ace Amin again, solid third round. So we had Ace 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Strong showing from Ace. Ace, brother, if we can see you be consistent, man, you be one of them guys, man, because I think you are one of the better writers in battle rap right now. Okay, so like Cal mentioned before, there were some other battles that were supposed to be on the card. Shout out to New Jersey Twerk because he was in the building. He was commentating. I'm assuming that he had his material together, or he was at least going to attempt to rap. So, we'll never know, right? We'll never know. T-Top, unfortunately, said that him and his daughter was sick. So prayers up to T-Top and his family. QP versus Enes is also something that was supposed to go down. Your boy Clean Paper was not in the building. Like, let's just clear this up right now. If you're still booking Clean Paper for battle rap in 2023, you, sir, are an idiot. You, ma'am, are an idiot. Okay, the brother literally has the address to all the trap houses in the city before he touches down. Okay, he's not checking into the hotel. He's checking to see who's selling the good dope. Okay, and we all know this. Like, we've seen this numerous times on Caps is Live. Like, the brother clearly has drug issues. Don't book Clean Paper. Okay, so that battle did not go down. The third, now this is when the stream cut, right? After the Ace and Craig Lamar. Now I had to catch this on bootleg, man. Shout out my boy, you know what I'm saying, the Tooth, you know what I mean? DNA Tooth. Got to catch Jazz versus RX. Now, I know a lot of you Jazz fans are going to automatically say Jazz 2-1. This battle was cool. On a scale from 1 through 10, I give it a 6, 6.5 at best. I thought Jazz's strongest angle, she took an angle. For those of y'all that don't know, RX is mixed. She's half Mexican, half black, right? Jazz took an angle, I think, in her second where she was talking about because RX was mixed, she can't really relate to the issues that black women go through. Now, that was her strongest angle. But now, if you know RX, if you've ever seen an interview, Cal, with RX on Ruin Your Day, she grew up in Compton. She's very involved in community, community activism, talking to the youth, preaching to the youth. She has a whole line of healthcare products specifically for black women. So to be honest, Jazz, that angle didn't hit, and that was your strongest material. You know what I'm saying? I thought RX had a lot of strong haymakers, you know what I'm saying, talking about Jazz, how she kind of exploited her image as a virgin for years. And then, when she finally lost her virginity, she tried to kind of become like this thought type of rapper, it was spicy. RX was talking kind of spicy to Jazz. I'm not mad if you got Jazz 2-1. I will agree that Jazz has the better delivery. But as far as putting them words together, man, I got RX 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Again, I had to catch that on bootleg. Last battle, which was also on several bootleg platforms, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Enes. Now, I caught a better stream of this on Facebook. Daylight versus King Bao was the main event. Shout out King Bao. I actually kind of liked what he was talking about in his third. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about, being transparent and how hard it was for him to fit in when he was growing up, et cetera, so forth. You know what I'm saying? But I got Daylight with a clear 30, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a body bag. And if Daylight is writing at this level, it's scary for anybody else that he battles. You know what I'm saying? So those were the battles. You know what I mean? We're going to pass it to my man Marabi, who actually bought the pay-per-view. He's going to give us a perspective of somebody who paid money.
First of all, hit that like button. Don't be stingy like Thanos. Thanos doesn't upload our shit. So as far as buying the pay-per-view and all that, first of all, I had to dig for a while to even find where to buy it because there was nothing on their social media. I went on his Instagram. So I had to find out secondhand. And it's called Create For You, which has nothing to do with the Daylight Bow shit, but whatever. So I had to make an account there. Then I bought the pay-per-view, and then how long was it we sat there? Hour and a half, just listening
Yeah.
to. Eventually, Jay Black showed up,
Yeah.
but before it was just whoever was around would get
Mhm.
on.
Right.
And, yeah, it was just complete ass. Finally, we got one battle, and it was the one I didn't care about at all. Shout out to Ace and Craig, but
Right.
I don't mean no disrespect, but it's
No.
just a whatever battle. It's
Speak
just
your truth,
par-
man. Yeah, speak your truth. Yeah.
That battle, it was kind of cringy. One of them was clearly drunk. Ace was rapping his ass off, and was it this third round I didn't like, but the first two were good, I think, or I
Mhm.
think I liked the first and the third. I don't remember exactly, but then and after that battle, we got the little message from King Bao and Create You, where they paused the stream and says waiting on talent to show up. Interesting. I just watched the talent right there, but okay. So I I'll wait. It's been 30 minutes. We keep talking in the Discord. It's been an hour, and I'm pretty sure a few people fell asleep. Nachi said she fell asleep. People just left. Then it was an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then we saw that the battles were going on Instagram. Meanwhile, I'm still refreshing the page. Then somebody mentioned in their chat, "Oh, they're gonna upload the VODs. Don't worry about it." So kept my hopes up, kept refreshing, nothing. So I just left it there. Now the next morning, I came downstairs again, and it was still on the website. So I just refreshed it. I was like, maybe they upload VOD. Maybe there's something. Still said waiting on talent to show up. Like so, it was just horrible, man.
How many hours was this all together, Marabi? I'm sorry to cut your wisdom, bro. How many hours like were you waiting around? Like,
I think supposed to start at 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
And so, how long after that?
We had one battle, so anything after that, you could make it infinite hour, like until the event was over. That was it. And
any word on a refund? I think I scrolled across.
I was gonna bring that up. So I heard.
My bad.
If you go on Cap's channel, he has a video where he said King Bao announced refunds this week. I don't know how true that is.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I get the refund, I'm still calling the bank.
Right on.
I'm just be real. I'm gonna double up.
Right.
Yeah. But,
as you should.
It was terrible. Yeah, that's it.
Right on. Cal?
Yeah, so like Ty said, I'm gonna take it from the business standpoint for a little bit. We talked about this a little bit on Wave and Blaze. And I said I was going to get a little bit more in depth here with us because it's a lot that went wrong from a business standpoint. It's a lot from top to bottom. Both of y'all brothers touched on a couple of those, a couple of the things that had a direct impact, not only on us enjoying it, but us like just watching it.
Right.
And we see how it was rolled out. So I'm going to start by saying this. Last year, roughly as well, the bottom of 2021, there was this insurgence, this big boom that happened with the NFTs in the content creator space and the influencer space. You had somebody like Logan Paul who was leading that for the most part. He was running around talking about that. He literally had an NFT collection. That man literally lost millions because he lost almost $2.5 million over the course of 8 months when it came to that investment. That's how hard and how quickly it tanked. Also, in light of that, him trying to push the NFTs on his impressionable teenage audience, he also tried to push them on something called the Crypto Zoo video game, which they were going to essentially be buying some, for lack of a better term, Logan tokens, stuff like that, whereas buying into essentially a crypto situation that him and a couple of other people came together to do. That tanked. He got in a little bit of trouble for that, but that was also losing money. Now, with that being said, the audacity for King Bao to bring what has already been pinpointed as an unreasonable business model into this culture is at best negligent and at worst inherently malicious. Period. Because you're going to take something that has already ran its course in a whole nother sphere, in a whole nother sector, and then try and bring it over here to us and say, well, I won't necessarily kick you guys back the money that you paid for, but I will refund you in the form of an NFT that gives you a lifetime subscription that makes all of the future events free. This is a scheme, period. Because now you're essentially keeping people's money in a chokehold. And what if people have buyer's remorse after they saw that lackluster product? So you're just not going to do that? That still follows some of the same business model these influencers were doing. They would do that with people. Well, you invested here, you gave me this amount of money here, and at the time it was this much and was valued this much on the market. But now at this current point in time, since we've already cashed out and kind of made our money from it, it's only valued here. So you may have given me $100, but now we can only afford to like realistically give you back 35. That's insane. You see what I'm saying? And if you want to go so far and say that he had other people help and do it with the marketing and things like that, we can even, if we want to be so blunt, call this partially a Ponzi scheme, because he's utilizing other people to bring in more people, essentially like robbing Peter to pay Paul type of thing. And you keep doing that's a Ponzi scheme, bro.
Right.
But let's stay focused. With that being said, number one, the VOD battle should have been out immediately, period, point blank. That's what we're not going to do. We had a situation as to where right before this, Rap Grid, who's been doing this for years, ran into issues because they were trying to do 2 events at the same time on their website. And if that's that hard for them, you see what I'm saying? Doing 2 events, and they've been here for almost 10 years at this point, because I think before them was Watch Battle Live. They even knew better to come back and be like, okay, we messed up. Remy admitted that she messed up and everything, took it on the chin. VODs are out that same night. You see what I'm saying? Not only did they do that, did King Bao allow that to happen, but he allowed people to just run around concerned about when we were going to see the battles, when are we going to get the refunds, when. And then he came back with this air of arrogance, going and talking to Caps and telling Caps you're talking too much and cutting him off on his own platform and not doing the rounds. You see what I'm saying? Not doing damage control properly, just still moving around with this level of arrogance, as if we didn't just see you up there in a fishnet crop top. You just calm down. You see, calm down. Finally, we see a lot of people who try to come in here and do this exact same thing. For instance, we have Gladiator Academy. We have Battle of the Brave. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was in the UK when Arsenal battled JC. A couple people pulled out as well. We all brought up Total Slaughter. We have an honorable mention with Rhythm and Flow on Netflix. That was done by T.I. He brought in Smack. He had a couple of other people there doing votes, and he said, yeah, we're going to do this and keep going, blah, blah, blah. That was a lie, just like Eminem and the Slaughterhouse lied to us about bringing back Total Slaughter for a second, third. It would be on season 7, I think, by now, if they were consistent people of their word. That's the problem. My final point is give the people their refunds. If you want to come back, go sit down for a year and come back when you're more professional and less emotional. Because it's not a situation as to where we don't want new people to come in and help build the culture and open up the demographic a little bit more, get the casual hip hop listener in. We just have a standard where the business needs to be top tier first. This was your first event. Why are you wearing 7 different hats and trying to battle at the same time? And not just battle, trying to battle one of the greatest pins in battle rap history. Why are you trying to worry about the stream and stuff like? Stop. Spend that extra bit of money, hire some reputable people to come in and facilitate this thing. You can have Rap Grid do your pay-per-views and still allow the battle rappers to retain the ownership rights for their material. You can do both. You just wanted to skip steps because you felt like what you had to say to Daylight was much more important than the product that we as a culture, we as consumers, and we who are habitual buy-ins for not only battle rappers, battles, their music, their paraphernalia. Anytime brothers want to do anything outside of battle rap, we're the people who go and support them first and get them over the line. No, you need to respect us just like you respect Daylight enough to pay him what he was asking for and let him retain his rights. You have to be thorough across the board, bro. Like, it was completely unacceptable. I don't want to see shit like this and again, if there's another person who comes in and you don't check in, you see what I'm saying? You don't check in with the rap grids, with the even speaking with somebody like the Smacks or ARP. ARP has no problem sitting down and talking with other league owners or other battlers or anything. 15 minutes of fame. I know you had them at your event, but goddamn, bro, like ask people for pointers. You see what I'm saying? Cassidy said something great to you. Cassidy said in the face-off, he said, I don't care how confident Daylight would come into a face-off if the roles were reversed. If Daylight was making his debut in MMA, if Daylight went into the MMA community and said, I'm going to F you up, and didn't go about it the right way, everybody's going to inherently just look at him and be like, well, you're going to lose. You're going to die.
Right.
We don't see you training. We don't see you speed bagging. We don't see you in the octagon. You didn't invite other people you didn't do any of that. And that is exactly what happened. You embarrassed yourself with your writing material and your performance. Terrible performance. A lot of mediocre material, started trying to scream at an empty room. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I've really enjoyed his material.
Okay.
Person.
Dope.
That's
I mean, bro could rap. I'm gonna give it to King Bao. Bro he can put words together well. You know what I'm saying? My question to the both of you guys is
kind of. I mean, let's not give him too much credit.
Okay. Well, you know, he was okay. My question to both of y'all is, what does this event as a whole do for Daylight and King Bao's stock in the game? Because I see a lot of people kind of like you was kind of implying, Cal, saying Daylight was kind of in on this whole thing from rip. You know what I'm saying? This was basically a get rich quick scheme, right? Do you guys think that this is the culture mad at Daylight? Will King Bao be able to resurrect himself in the battle rap format and put together another event? Will people buy it if he rolls it out right and he's apologetic? I mean, you know, we've been known to be some gullible fans, right? Like, what do you guys feel like about that? Stock-wise, Daylight and King Bao, like, does this hurt their stock? Does this hurt their credibility?
I think this did nothing for Daylight stock besides, I mean, put money in his pocket.
Right.
That's about it. Maybe he owns some tokens that he's going to dump when people buy it.
probably, yeah.
But that's, I don't know. As far as King Bao, I mean, this was horrible for him. But I definitely can't wait for him to battle again.
That's fair.
As long as the pay-per-view's right.
That's fair. I think Daylight.
Yeah, he was beautiful, terrible.
Yeah. Beautiful, terrible. I think Daylight was good. Like, I agree with Marabi. I don't think his stock did really anything. Even on the good side, when these things happen, like the disaster oxymoron situation, like when you have somebody come into American battle rap, it's more so like an all-star game for real.
Right.
I want to see what you do.
But he was a battle rapper.
That's what he said.
For real.
Yeah, and I heard
King
some of his
Bao's
early
just
work.
Dude, like.
Yeah. I heard some of Oxy's early work when he was running around chopping people's heads off. One of the biggest artists over their period. So, like, that's fire.
Still, like, he has million view songs. Still,
that's fire. That's hard. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing this happen in another way. You see what I'm saying? If somebody else came to battle rap and they were like, I would love to see Papoose versus Daylight. I know we don't talk about these types of things, but like just rapping.
Right.
Just rap, that could probably happen on Chrome 23. You never know. Some stuff like that, I'm sure that would be handled well because Remy handles her business well. But as far as you being the guy, you being the talent, and then trying to come in and be the league owner and be the person who's the decision maker on everything, don't do that, y'all. Please don't do that.
Look at this.
Read it out.
Diz versus Oxy was held the same venue as Daylight versus Bao.
Interesting.
Wasn't it? Okay. From the clips that I saw, it looks pretty empty. And even the reaction
packed it.
Even those reactions sounded very empty. Like, it just sounded like if this was in a smaller venue, like if this was like what was Smacking them doing? Where they had it was like a room that everybody was battling in. It was like Briz Rothstein versus Mr. Wavy. Same situation like Twerk versus Clips. The volume type joints. That sounded like a crowd that could fill a volume room. But when you take that amount of people and put them in a larger room, it just sounds empty. So
it was banned. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
banned.
Yeah, it was bad. There was a couple times they were telling King Bao that he was trash and he should get off the stage.
Yeah.
You could
That
hear
was
it loud and clear.
hilarious.
It was very clear. Like, yeah. So
And
shout
he
out.
was talking back, which is so funny. Like,
Yeah. Shout out to King Bao. Definitely a learning lesson, I think, for all involved, hopefully, right? Shout out to everybody who is pulling up or just pulled up. This is Fourth Round Podcast. We are going to open up a Q&A session, I believe. Cal wanted to do that towards the end of the show. So we're going to go over all comments. If you want to hit the StreamYard link when
hit
we do that.
like, man.
Yeah, please hit the like button. Also, by the way, it is my birthday today. That's why I have my Cash App. So if you're feeling generous, you know what I'm saying, throw a brother, a little something. It would be nice. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to move right along. Another hot topic in battle rap, guys. Just recently, John the Don, fresh off a loss versus Chef Trez, allegedly found a sponsor to put up $50K versus Easy the Block Captain. Unless you've been living under a rock, Easy right now is probably the hottest battle rapper right now. He's definitely on a streak. He's got a few debatables in there, but he's clearly on fire. He's got a lot of momentum going on, especially recently with the Hitman Chrome 23 situation. John's been chasing this guy for like at least a year, guys, right? At least a year and a half, maybe. Yeah. Allegedly has a sponsor that wants to put up $50K on the floor. Easy said he would accept if he's seen the money for himself, man. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Maravi.
I mean, if he can make it happen, it is what it is. But I don't know if it's a good look, and I don't know if he's gonna win. So if he loses and he pays $50K, which I think is gonna happen if this goes down.
Yep.
I don't know where he goes from there. After that surf loss, it's just been downhill for John.
Right.
He kind of laid low, and now it's. I mean, if this goes down, he loses. That would be a terrible look.
Yeah, I agree. Boom and I were talking about this a couple of days ago in the server time. There was a situation as to where Boom was like, you know how Boom is. He just added me. He said, "We got to talk, Cal." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What I do now?" He said he spoke from the standpoint of Surf being the guy as far as battle rap, where he keeps things moving. And as soon as like he got into his current situation that he's in, a lot of other things around URL started like slowing down. Hiccups started happening. You know what I'm saying? Like Verb is kind of the guy now as far as the marketing. But he even confirmed, he was like, yeah, like he said, yeah, you said the URL has like 4 years left. And he said Surf getting locked like that, it just expedited the process for him.
Right.
And that's very interesting because that energy that Surf had, it kind of like Easy touched him and then Easy kind of just took him. And he's been moving. I brought up Surf because, yes, that Surf loss that John took was terrible. And John has a history of chasing people down just to get shot in the face.
Right.
He does.
Right.
He chases after you. I forget, Ty, you probably know what it is. It's a story from the Old Testament. A guy's running. He's running in the desert. He's being chased by somebody. And the guy's like, "Stop chasing me. Stop chasing me. Stop chasing me. Stop chasing me." He's like, "No, I want to kill you. I want to kill you." The guy was so fast, he was able to stop, turn around, and stab him with the spear before the guy even knew what happened. Right. That happens to John a lot. He chased Surf for 10 years.
Right.
10 years. And Surf brutalized that boy. I don't think Easy's going to be any different. I don't. The momentum, the talk's different. It's too many angles on John. Like, he just lost to the guy that he put on in his league. Chef Trez beat that boy.
Yeah.
He beat that boy. I don't think John is in a place right now to just be like battling people at that top echelon. Final point, brother said in the Discord as well, I want the same angle that y'all tried to put on Danny for all those years. When he paid Rex $12K, this needs to be the angle on John now. You paid Easy $50K, or you have $50K on the ground for Easy to beat you because you're not winning. We all know you're not winning. As a culture, we know you're not with it.
Yeah.
So this is just if they want to do it, if John wants to waste $50K to get brutalized and hide again for another 6 months, go ahead, brother. Be my guest.
Yeah.
Be my guest. So
yeah, I'm in agreement with both of you, man. John reminds me. There was a kid when I was in middle school, man. Ironically, a redhead kid. He used to always get beat up at recess and in PE because he was always just running his mouth. He was always like, "You want to fight? You want to fight?" And he used to get mollywopped like every other day, man. I think everybody in our grade probably beat this kid up. You know what I'm saying? I seen him a while back, man. He looks like he's doing pretty good, man, for himself. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. Back in the day, he used to get whooped, and he was the first one to start. That's who John the Don is right now. You know what I'm saying? He just constantly picking fights and opening his mouth, and just, you know, we already know what's going to happen. Like, we don't even have to, you know, guess or predict anything. You know what I'm saying? I just think Easy's got way too much momentum right now. I don't think John fully healed from that surf situation, guys. You know, he was literally traumatized. I'm not even saying that to be funny. He went MIA for a long time. Y'all remember right after the surf battle, he was trying to debate the media that it was a debatable battle. Like, yeah, go back. Go listen to what I was saying, though. Was it really a 30? I think I got him 2-1. That second is a toss-up. You know what I'm saying? That was John's rollout. You know what I mean? But it was clearly a body. He couldn't get that off with any media platform. You know what I'm saying? He kind of went into hiding, came back outside, got whooped on by his student. You know what I'm saying? Daniel-san whooped on Mr. Miyagi. You know what I mean? Now you're trying to cap it, Easy the block captain, man. Reminds me of this kid, Brian, man, from middle school, man. Shout out Brian, man. But, yeah, man, John, just leave that alone, good brother. Just run bullpen. Continue to do what you do. I think you're great at promoting talent.
Yes, sir.
And getting talent looks. You know, shout out to Losos, the Chef Trezes, the Bad Newses. You know, John is one of the few people I can say that he will show up at a URL battle or any of his guys, his talent. Mm-hmm. Does a King of the Dot anything or Gates of the Guard, he's right there. He is right there.
Yeah.
He's great at that. Do that, John. Like, just do that. Stay out the ring, man, you know, for a while, unless you get something that makes more sense. But right now, John and Easy is really not what the culture wants to see, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. So, we got any comments to highlight? Anybody? Shout out EBL. They said EBL is in the building, man. Shout out them guys, man.
Shout out Infamous, definitely.
Infamous. Dave, we see you, man. Boss Man is in the chat. Look, we got one more topic. This is non-battle rap related. This is a topic that's floating around on YouTube and Facebook right now. It was brought up that 50 Cent could wash Lil Wayne if they ever did a versus. You know, they have, you know, Child Swiss Beats and Timbaland, you know, they do the versus battles live on IG. You know, we've seen, you know, Soulja Boy versus Bow Wow, you know, Primo versus RZA during the lockdown period. You know, a lot of great versus matchups, you know, 3-6 versus Bone Thugs. Number one, is this something you guys would want to see realistically? And number two, is that true? Would 50 Cent wash Dwayne Carter in a versus, man? What are you guys' thoughts and opinions on that?
I mean, would I want to see it? I wouldn't mind it. They're both legends. One right after the other, pretty much. So I don't mind it. But as far as washing Wayne, like, I think he has too much, from the Cash Money to the Carters to the, well, I don't know if they can do mixtape stuff.
Right.
But even besides that, like, he has a lot of powerful records. Now, 50 could just play Get Rich or Die Trying, if I'm being real. But I would favor 50, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I haven't really thought about it in depth like that since, because I heard about it yesterday. So.
And they usually do, just to, you know, for clarity, they usually do use mixtape stuff from Robbie. Sometimes they'll throw features or mixtape tracks in there, you know what I'm saying? Jadakiss killed Fab with a lot of mixtape verses, you know, when they had their verses. So, yeah. All right, Cal, what do you think, bro?
There's not a snowball chance in hell for 50 Cent. I wish people would be honest. That Wayne's catalog, number one, just off of sheer output numbers, dwarfs 50 Cent. Then we talk about the quality of stuff. We have to talk about the fact that Wayne, obviously through Birdman as well, Wayne introduced us to Nicki and Drake. Did we forget those records that Wayne was on with Nicki and Drake? That hurts.
Right.
50 Cent has just a glaring drop off of quality music after a certain point in his career. Like around that, what was the last joint that he really tried? That AO Technology with Justin Timberlake. Look at where that is. Look at what he kept putting out. Look at the quality of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The brother he realized, shout out to 50 for being a natural born hustler. He looked at the landscape and was like, nah, I'm gonna do vitamin water. I'm gonna do shows. Because I'm getting cooked right now.
Right. Yeah.
Wayne still has things to where he did features later in his career that are still stellar. Did we forget about his verse on God Did? Did we forget about the situation where he did with Kendrick? I think it was called Mona Lisa. Wayne has a lot of work. A lot of work. I don't think he has a snowball chance in hell. In a versus 25 songs, and you have to perform them, you got to do all that. We just saw 50 Cent looking fat as hell at the Super Bowl.
Oh man. Yeah.
Wait, what does that have to do?
He can't, but because you have to perform.
Okay, yeah.
You have to perform it. So it's I don't see that. I think Wayne's tier of people that I would love to see him in the verses would obviously be somebody like Drake or Kanye. I don't think he can just smoke, or Jay-Z. I don't think that he's smoking any of those people, but I think that would be a better back and forth. Yeah. Because we haven't really seen a lot of people die in verses like that. I think it would be bad, and I feel like that's going to divide the country, the whole Northeast. You know what I'm saying? The New York, all of that DMV area probably is going to be like, nah, y'all lying on 50, and then the rest of the country is going to be like, hey, no, Wayne, he just has too much work.
50 can just play Get Rich.
That's, what was that, 15 songs?
More than that.
Maybe 20.
It's like 20.
I think it was 20.
It has some skit stuff.
Okay. I don't know, man. That's
Bro says 50 has more hits. I don't know if we can do a real breakdown right now, bros. We might have to run this topic back with some stats. You might have a point. Wayne's got a lot, though. I was gonna say Wayne has a very deep feature bag he was in for some years that he could just Kelly Rowland, 2 Chainz, A$AP Rocky. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? The mixtape stuff, he's got the, of course, the lollipops and the millies, all that stuff's gonna hit still, and like Cal brought up, he's had the longer career as far as music goes. He's still active.
If he plays lollipop, he's gonna lose.
Still 19 other songs, man. Plus sometimes they go over 20. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I got Lil Wayne probably edging that out. I think that would be dope to see 50 outside like that. Eminem is somebody, his name has been brought up a few times as well. That would be fire to see them guys come out. It's like they're not really, we don't see them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that would be fire. You know what I mean? We're gonna open up for Q&A. If any brothers is Robbie, can you put out the StreamYard link?
Already got it.
Okay.
Yep,
you got it, Cal?
Yep.
If any brothers want to pull up with a question, you got a topic, a suggestion, a debate, you want to debate about something that was set up here, you are more than welcome to pull up right now.
Rose said he already has the stats.
Yeah, I was going to say pull up, Rose, if you have time.
Oh, yeah, I agree, Infamous. I agree. Hearing them freestyle battle would be HBO level. I agree.
That'd be fire. That would be fire.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question for you, Vicious, because this was brought up years and years ago. This was a debate topic. Do you think M could hang with the current, level of talent that we have in battle rap right now? You know, like a Eminem versus a Danny Myers, a M versus Lux. You know, how do you guys see that going? You know,
I got everyone smoking him, but
really
yeah.
interesting.
I don't have everybody smoking him. But I do have a couple of top tier people beating him, especially if it's in the current battle rap state. If it's not like on beat, or something like that, like if Quiet Room, you see what I'm saying, or even a stage, it's very hard for the like heavy rapidy rap people to succeed like that here in the culture. Um, Diz got chased off of URL because he was, he's trying too hard to adapt to the crowd instead of being KOTD Diz, Scribble Jam Diz, da da da
Right.
da.
Right.
I think something crazy like that, like seeing Daylight in him go at it, seeing Lux go at it with him. Mook is terrible in my opinion on big stages, but I think Mook might be able to edge him on a big stage. Just the dense level of writing, I don't think that appeals to.
What do you mean edge him? Like,
I don't think he's clearly beating him. I don't think Mook is not clearly. Mook has a terrible a terrible track record on big stages. A lot of his big stage battles are unwatchable. High levels of cringe. Did we forget about the Iron Solomon? I've been looking for you, Zimmerman. He had people walking out and like, it's over. Stop rapping, Mook. No,
Skittles.
no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think he would edge him, but it's a different era now, bro. It's
For sure.
Very different era.
This, I guess, my fan brain, like, just being like a hip hop fan, like I would love to see M come back just because, just to see if he could hang. I'm never going to doubt M's talent and his ability to put words together.
Right.
I guess my main concern would be what kind of material would you be bringing to the table? Is it just millable, krillable, dillable? Is it that type of thing? Last time I heard M in some ciphers, I don't know if y'all remember the Shady 2.0 cipher on BET where he had Yellow Wolf and the guys from Slaughterhouse. Low key, Eminem had the weakest verse on that.
Yeah, they all had a better verse.
I'm gonna keep it 100,000%. Joe Budden, Royce, like they all smoked him on that. And then they did
10 years ago too.
Yeah, then they did a second one, where they had like different environments. I think Crooked I was in like a garage, and Yellow Wolf was on a farm with his verse, and M and Royce was in like a
I remember that. Yeah,
a parking lot. And M said a bunch of nothing, man. I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like the brother, he was diddle, but but he wasn't saying like absolutely positively nothing. Royce smoked him. Crooked I had a better verse. Joe Budden had a better verse. I don't know, man. So I'm not worried about Eminem memorizing 3 to 5 minute rounds. I think he can do that in his sleep at this point in his life. I'm not worried about him having a punchline here and there. He's gonna say some cold stuff here and there, but as far as just the overall, right? When I play it back, is it going to be fire like that? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but
I don't think I literally could even pay him enough. The man just turned down, what was it, $8 million? I think it had something to do with soccer, like the World Cup or something. That was like right after the Super Bowl. And 50 Cent actually talked about it on the interview. They said, we got 9 million. 50 was like, I'll take the 1 million and I'll like put 8 for M to have him come out. 50 Cent couldn't even get directly to ask Eminem about it. 50 Cent talked to his manager. His manager was like, 8. M's not moving for 8 million.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I don't even think we could pay him enough to come up here and get punched in the face like that. So,
yeah.
But it might be something he wants to do.
I was just about to say it's going to have to be for the love then, right, Marabi? Like he's going to have to just want to come out because he loves it and he's competitive,
Yeah.
But yeah, low key, I got everybody probably giving him a nice run for his money or beating him outside of like maybe like the Jack Boys and like the Cubans. You know what I'm saying? I'm always punching on Cuban Dave. It's not going to stop. I'm sorry. It's the first person I think of whenever I think of low tier, man. I apologize, good brother.
Hey, yo, y'all can hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what up, Dave? What up?
All right. Now, I'll just make sure I'm clear because I'm at the computer right now. These are my other headphones. First of all, salute to y'all, salute to everybody for tuning in. You know, big
Sure.
boss in the house. You know what I'm saying? Big boss
Right.
in the house. Right. So, like I said, salute to y'all. Secondly, we need y'all to turn up a little bit. Y'all putting me to sleep in the chat. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all trying to be
Man,
Like,
stop
yeah.
doing that, man. Stop doing that. Coming up here messing up the product, man.
Like,
Stop
yeah.
doing that. Stop
Hey, I'm
stepping
trying
on
to
the work live on air, man. Stop doing that, Dave.
Hey man, I'm trying to throw some sauce into the product. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, just come up here and talk spicy, man. Don't say, oh man, you guys sound like Chilla Jones. Don't do
sound like
that,
Chilla
Dave.
Jones.
Don't do all that, man. Don't do that, brother.
My bad.
Dave, what you think?
That's
What do you think about this though? The M,
What's up?
the M situation we're talking about. Could M actually? How do you think he would fare against the like Low Deluxe's Daylights, Danny Myers, Surf if he was out, Diz even Murder Mook? Like, do you think he would beat some of these people? Do you think he would get washed? Would
As
it be?
a former fan of Eminem, I must say that he's been away from battle rap for so long to the point where he would have to watch like the last 3 to 5 years of battle rap in order to just learn what the new style of battle rap is, first of all. And even then, I don't think he'd be able to adapt to it, or I don't even think he'd probably care. Because like, think about it, like y'all just said, he wouldn't come outside for 8 million. And which is understandable when you got to think about it. He's probably like a 100, like a triple the 6-digit million-dollar rapper at this point. 8 million to him is like toilet paper money.
Right.
That's fair.
You would have to offer, if you were talking about maybe 15, 20 up there, somewhere around that, he might move for that. But 8, no. I don't think in battle rap right now doesn't make enough money to where he would come outside for anything at this point. It's not, even if it, like, ARP would have to max out like 6 credit cards and not do an event for like the next 2 years, and then we'll be able to do an event for like the next 3 or 4 years just to recoup that money back at that point.
Yeah. And I do think when you get to that tier of like MC period, like people kind of put a price tag on peace. One of my favorite rappers ever, Andre 3000, like he said it numerous times, like, yeah, I'm kind of done. Like, I don't like the attention that I was getting while I was doing all that. Like, we would never be able to get him to come outside again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Brothers like that are just kind of like, do I really want to deal with all the stress of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that. I can understand putting a price tag on your piece. Like, that's serious. So,
hey, you know what they said at the end of the day? You gotta guard your peace. Whether people feel like you putting a number behind it is wrong. At the end of the day, that's just how a person guards their peace. Whether people like it or not. And then again, we also have to remember these guys like the Eminems and stuff like that. They're way Eminems and Andre 3000. They're way so established that for it just doesn't make it, for them to come out, for them to even try to come down to where we are as a culture. You know what I'm saying? It would the time that they would have to put into do promo for it, to do to sit down and try to memorize 3 rounds and come up with 3 rounds, or try to follow, or to even look at what the new style is of battle rap. It probably would cost them money. That 8 million that 8 million would probably cost him probably like 10, 15 million. Like, come on, like that don't make what that wouldn't make no sense at the end of the day,
And he lost to Machine Gun Kelly, so I know Danny would.
Yeah, he did.
Put his foot all the way.
Did he though? Did he though?
He did.
He did.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one, but I feel you. I feel you.
But shout out to the people who I think Busta would surprise a lot of people. People like Busta, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like even though I'm not the biggest fan of his music, I think Fabulous would be kind of cool. I think he would be serviceable in this era. It's a few people who I think could really get out like that.
We would have to get like a newer, and I hate to say lower tier, a newer, not less established rapper to probably even try. Maybe ooh, it's gonna sound jacked up. Even my boy Lloyd, I could see Lloyd Banks possibly doing it. I said, sorry, Lloyd. Shout out Lloyd.
Yeah.
The thing with somebody like Lloyd Banks, because he's like a rapper's rapper. Like, I wouldn't want to see none of them type of guys like on a big stage. Like, it's gotta be like a small COVID room.
I feel
You
like
know what I'm saying?
guys like
Lockdown
Benny,
setting. You know what I mean? Like King Los, right? Like, he was cool versus Daylight. Like, I went back and watched that battle not long ago. Like, that's a cool back and forth, but it would have been so much better in a small room. And when you watch King Los versus DNA, he was here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could hear everything crispy clear. You didn't have to run it back 6-7 bars. You know how they tend to do with the big crowd situations. You know what I'm saying? So all those like rapidy rap type guys, like I would love to see them like more in the small room. You know, 12, 20 people. You know, RB Blue Room type
Joel
of thing.
Ortiz, that would be dope.
Joel Ortiz.
Guys like that. Guys like Benny, Conway, stuff like that.
Crooked Eye. I could see
Yeah,
Crooked
Crooked Eye would be nice. What happened with that? Diz, what happened with Crooked Eye, man? That was supposed to happen like
Nice
on
tore his
Christmas.
ACL.
Man, stop it, man. Stop it.
I would say I would have, if the nonsense didn't happen, I would have said Royce, but we saw Mickey Fax kind of.
We still waiting on a response, Royce. Still waiting.
Lupe too.
Lupe, yeah. But that's why it's so weird. Like the chain of command, like the food pyramid in battle rap is so weird because we saw Mickey Fax utterly dismantle this man. Bro didn't even want to reply. But we also have to remember DNA beat the mess out of Mickey Fax in that room. That brought someone so to battle rap. That was me. The 2-1 that was me. ESPN with K-Shine. That was me. So how is a nigga opinionated talking facts with me? Hey, brothers might shout out Eric. I'm sorry, Gary. Shout out Gary. Gary in that small room. Gary something. I don't know.
Hey, speaking of which, salute to DNA for the drop for Bar You to Death too, like that. I don't know if people saw the trailer, but that was fire. Salute to you, DNA, for that.
That's hard.
What happened?
When we played the trailer yesterday, in the beginning of the trailer, DNA did a part of the trailer. DNA shouting out Bar You to Death and everything. So
okay, that's fire, man. What happened with the King situation? You said King went up there to restore order the other night.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
So for those that didn't watch Wave and Blaze, who was that? Yesterday that we did it? Yes, this was yesterday. King pretty much said that, when he went up there, he realized how small the room was. And, he like, at the end of the day, it wasn't really about me. It was really about, having Baz, promote his event coming up, the Jag and Snake Eyes event. So that's why he's like, if I was going up there, I'm just going to be sitting there in the middle. It's already the store order room's already small anyway. He's like, nah, I'm good. But he did, he still talked to people while he was there behind the scenes and this and everything else. So he still was able to network at the end of the day.
That's good.
That's fire.
Shit. That's what's up.
That's fire, man. Sway would be a interesting situation. You know what I'm saying? Interview Swave. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I got some questions for Swift. Yeah, I got some questions for Swave, man. Shout out to OG, man.
I think Cuban would be a great interview too.
Dave, man, get off our podcast, man. Get off our podcast, bro.
I think.
Nah, real quick, Ty. Happy birthday,
What's up?
sir.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I know everybody's wondering, Dave, where was you at this morning? Dave was tired. I'm gonna be real. Dave was tired. Yeah. That's why Dave didn't do. They were like, nah. Like, y'all gotta understand. I've been staying at least an extra hour and a half, almost 2 hours, like the past 3 or 4 days at work. Brother was tired. I had nothing in the chamber. Like,
it's okay to rest up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, them 4 or 5, 6 hour long joints, they ain't always, necessary, man. Sometimes you just need to, you know what I'm saying? Probably stop it and hey, man, go get some rest, man. Yeah, you don't gotta stay up that long, bro.
Yeah, but look, boss man had to take the morning off.
It's understandable, bro. You know what I mean? Now, hey, Dave, while we got you up here before you log out, do y'all have any upcoming events that you want to promote while you're up here that maybe we didn't? Because we shouted out all the shows at the beginning. Do y'all have anything upcoming that you want to shout out or remind people of?
Other than Nacho Sundays, as always, we got
Did
Bargain
that?
Death. You know, they got
Okay.
the April 8th card coming up. And then Baz also has his own birthday card coming up. I don't have the flyer with me, and I'm on my phone now, so I can't actually find it and pull it up. But no, the one that we're really trying to help promote them is the Snake Eyes and Jag card, because that's literally Jag is him and King is like, he's cool with being King and everything, and then what else? Oh, then we got like almost everybody that we know is on that damn card, like Rambo from shout out Rambo from Spaces. You got T.R. Sharp, you got freaking who else? Kinesis, Smoke of NY. Like, it's a lot of folks on that card that we know that are on that card. That's why we're really trying to help Baz promote that card. You know what I'm saying? Because he's giving a lot of the guys that we know a opportunity to be on a card under Jag and Snake Eyes. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. Shout out Nachi, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for the birthday shout out. Shout out Mimi. Mimi is the homegirl. She has been a huge supporter of our platform from when we was in another server. She is our sole mod as of right now in the server, man. Shout out Mimi.
Nah, shout out Mimi. Mimi really even though she's a troll, she really be supporting everybody. Like,
Mimi's dope, man. I love Mimi, man. She's super dope.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's definitely a card I'm gonna tune into and watch the Jag and Snake Eyes situation, because quiet as kept, Jag he's been winning low key for the last.
I've been saying that, and every time I said, everybody wants to roll their eyes and they want to clear their throat, but in reality, y'all gotta listen and pay attention.
Yeah, he's been winning, and Snake Eyes just had a good showing on I forget what that thing was called between Tone Bro and Uncle Ra. I think it was
the walk down.
The walk down.
The walk down.
Walk down.
Yeah.
That was a good performance that he did there. I know the bro had his situation with Bags and Bodies and everything else like that. But he has been turning in some good performances. So I want to see what's gonna happen.
And he was good. Him and Anderson Burris is a good battle. Like a lot of people are not talking about it, but him and Anderson Burris is actually a good battle when you go back, when you watch it,
Yeah. So what we learned last year is if Snake doesn't battle from this day forward, he's still going to be on the Champion of the Year list for this year. Shout out Snake Eyes, man.
I'm going to be honest. I had Anderson beating him. I will still stand on my square. Hey, y'all need to take a page out of that boy's book, out of Anderson's book, that promo, the dry humor, the sarcasm, and put in a little bit of effort with his camera skills. He did great against Disaster.
Fire. That was the best Anderson I've seen. That he was fire. I ain't gonna lie.
That was nice.
Loki made me a fan. Yeah.
He said I usually wouldn't talk like this if we were in person, but since we're in my room, I'll talk to you how I want. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
He was wild. I like the fact that a lot of people think this is corny, because that used to be the main critique of King of the Dot, that it was like a lot of nerdy white boys, you know what I'm saying, trying to act tough or whatever. I like the fact that he kind of he knows who he is, and he kind of just uses that. Like, let me just use who I am, and that's just going to be my thing. Let me make it my thing instead of trying to rap like somebody else or trying to imitate a style that's not really me. You know what I'm saying? Let me just let me just be me, basically. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it, man.
He kind of reminds me of like a new age Carter Deans. I know people hate comparison.
Shout out Carter Deans, man.
Comparing old battle rappers to new battle rappers, but that's like the type of bag that he in. And like you said,
he's the same archetype.
It works for him. He beat Swave with being himself. You know what I'm saying?
Also exposed Swave for.
Yeah. We'll talk about it off there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Swave though, man. We would love to have you up here one of these days though, man. It's all love, man.
Shout out my boy Augustine. You know what I'm saying? He had to go to homie court behind the scenes yesterday. That was a very long court session, to say the least. Was he
found guilty or not guilty? What was the verdict?
Hey man, it was a closed session. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you brought it up. You might as well tell us what happened. We didn't ask you for that information, Dave.
let's just say he left the courtroom with a slap on the wrist with a misdemeanor.
Okay, so he's on probation.
Yeah.
Shout out that man. I'm definitely gonna mention that next time I see him and talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Right on, man.
Nah,
What's up?
Cal, I'm not gonna lie. I was dying the whole time during that whole thing. Oh God.
That was unhinged behavior. I'm glad it wasn't recorded. The details that were dropped in that proceeding, yeah, that didn't need to be recorded anywhere.
I'm mad we did record it. I could have threw that on the paywall.
I got a quick question,
Everything
man.
is content with Dave and Lucci.
I got a quick question. It's low key like a topic. We don't have to go delve deep into it, right?
What's up?
But something that's been on my mind this week. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
What do you brothers think about? Pause before I say this. What do y'all think about internet beef or Discord beef? You know, we on this app called Discord. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about when you get into it with somebody via online, right? Obviously, even if it's not their real avatar, it's a real person that you're talking to with real emotions, real brain, real life, and all that stuff. But what do y'all think about when you are having issues or conflicts with somebody online that you've never met in person, but clearly there is an issue there? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about that? Like, I know everybody has their own opinions and experiences, but just real briefly, what do y'all think about that? Since we're talking about online stuff, what do y'all think about like internet beef? What's y'all takes on that?
It's tasteless. That's the best way to say it. It's tasteless. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I haven't indulged in said behavior before, because
Right.
I have.
Right.
And I think as much as people try to sit there and say, "Oh, I would never argue with somebody over the internet," it's going to happen eventually, you know, because of the simple fact of there's going to be somebody, if you're in a, like you said, a Discord server or on like a live chat in a certain place, or like even just on Twitter, somebody's going to say something, and you know your knee-jerk reaction is going to want to respond to something that you may think that they said that was very uncouth.
Right.
So what I don't like is when I go on Twitter and I see fans like just talking crazy to battle rappers, like SMD. Oh, you ain't this, you ain't that. Yo, I'll fight you and this, that, and the third. Or your ass. Like, dog. Like, who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Right.
Like, fans, some of y'all fans gotta relax. I think y'all can just say whatever y'all want on it because it's the internet. But at the end of the day, you know, like I say all the time, people, the battlers are people too. Like, chill out with it, you know. And then it's just like, you know, how can y'all sit there and say that y'all support battle rapper, y'all support battle rappers, but y'all going on there thinking that y'all can just wild out and talk crazy to them in any kind of way. And then if y'all get blocked, then y'all want to post, oh, see, he's pussy because he blocked me and this, that, and the third. Like, no, fool, I'd block you too if you was talking to me crazy the way you was talking to that person. The hell.
Right.
Yes.
What's your take, Marabi Cal?
I mean, it's just draining and just pointless. Never goes anywhere anyway. You just argue back and forth until one of you gets tired, basically. So
I've seen somebody argue
waste
with a
of
battle
time.
rapper on Twitter for 3 days straight. I swear to you.
Right. Cal, any opinions, thoughts, bro? Experience?
So yeah, let me lead off with this. I agree. I also agree with Dave to an extent to where I feel like when it's on Twitter and you're a fan, of anybody who isn't a battle rapper, if you're in this culture, you're a fan, you're a media person, you're an investor, anything, seeing that on the main stage, essentially, like on the whole unfiltered internet, is kind of crazy. Discord, though, I've had my share of scrapes as well. Typically, when I am wrong, and I have been before, obviously, I try and, like, if I can, be utterly and truly remorseful, because I do understand how draining that is. Like what Marabi said, that is like emotionally taxing, because at the end of the day, you're arguing as well on the internet and everything else like that, but you're still arguing. Like, it's a whole ass argument. And then you
Mhm.
put down the phone or get off the computer and it feels taxing, like you feel tired. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And certain times tensions can run high. People say things that they don't mean. And oftentimes it's a little bit easier to do that when you're not in front of a person, which is also wrong. So, like, stuff like that. When I have been wrong, I've stood on my square. I've apologized, tried to go the extra mile afterwards, after cooler heads prevailed. Um, but overall, like, I agree with Reels. Like, arguing and beefing is two different things. Like, I can argue with you, and like Ty, we've argued before about
For sure.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But we
Sure.
never beefed. You see what I'm saying? Like, we
Right.
argue, have a disagreement, da 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 da.
Right.
But as far as like some of the stuff that I've heard in other discords, like in battle rap and outside of battle rap, in the gaming sphere, in the anime sphere, all of that, like, people having an argument for 15 minutes, and now somebody's, next time I see you at Comic-Con, I'm gonna shoot you. Like, wait, what? That's what we're doing? Like, oh, next time I see you at another battle rap event, just come walk around the side of the building with me. I was like, okay, well, this is a lot. That's a lot. I've been in places where I've said some wild things to people, like, I'll slap the F out of you, because that's how I would respond in real life. That doesn't make it right. But like, after a certain point, certain lines get crossed. Yeah, that may come out. Don't make it right. Doesn't mean I'm not working on it. But
Yeah.
just overall, a waste of everybody's time. You typically feel bad afterwards if you're any type of a good person and you can see the good in other people. Speaking from experience.
Yeah, my biggest internet beef that I could say that I've actually had was between me and a certain individual, and I'm not gonna say names, but they know who they are. Where it escalated to and the reason why it escalated, because that person was sitting there putting out videos, pretty much trying to accuse me of certain. I don't want to say this.
Things that wasn't true. Just say stuff that wasn't true.
Yeah, saying stuff that was to stuff that wasn't true to the extreme, and then it's like, what happened was he kept trying, every time he turned around, drop another video trying to say, see, see, I keep telling you, he gave from EBL, da 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 da. And what made it worse about it is I tried to ignore it, but then everybody would be like, every time I turn around, I would see in the service somebody's dropping a video about it. I'm just like, dog, like, y'all are really perpetuating the BS right now. So then, of course, my reaction is going to go look at what the hell he's saying, and then I'm making myself even more mad in the process.
Right.
But it escalated to the point where at one point, me and this individual were literally in a voice chat, and I literally told him, like, yo, SMD, drop your addy. I will find a way to pull up, and I will punch you in the face. I literally told that person that. And then for a good 30 minutes to an hour straight, I'm sitting there yelling. I'm upstairs in my room, and my wife is downstairs. My wife and kids are downstairs yelling. Or wife gets downstairs, and at one point, wife comes up. She's like, "Are you okay? Because I just hear you yelling at the top of you." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm good. I love you," and like yelled it at her, and then she walked out the room.
Yeah.
I would like to say this as well, just to tie this in. I know we oftentimes talk about that and we see a lot of beef and things like that, but I feel like my time being in Discord and just online in general, I've had more healthy and conducive conversations in creating relationships, much more so than like arguing or beefing or whatever the case may be. It just seems like those, because, you know, anytime you're angry or frustrated or whatever, that emotion is heightened a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? Over the phone or over the internet. So I would like to say that, especially to people who are listening here on YouTube and are like, well, damn, I want to join the Discord, but these brothers talking about like SMDs and brandishing weapons, and I don't want to deal with that. It's not always like that.
Yeah.
More times than not, you can go days, weeks, even months sometimes without true beef like that. You're gonna have arguments. You see what I'm saying? Some of the people that I've had the most knockdown, drag out arguments with are my brothers in Discord. You see what I'm saying? Boom and I, early on, when I got on there, I argued with him tooth and nail about Sue Surf. Like I was like, he's a choke artist, he's a da 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 whoop de whoop, and we, you know what I'm saying, went and then eventually got to a point to where we kind of leveled out, and we were able to like sit down like men and have multiple conversations, not just about battle.
Really relax.
But yeah, like it's a solid, it's a family. Like people like to say that it's cliche, but it's like it's a family. Like people know brothers' birthdays, the kids' birthdays. People check up on each other. Like, hey, how is your relative? I'm praying for him. Like anything I can help you with, you know, that's the normal. Every now and again, people will say, "Shut the F up," "I'll swing on you," da 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 da, whoop de whoop. That's how it is. It's barbershop. It's barbershop talk. So
I guess.
Go
ahead. Well, I was gonna say my only thing is I just hate when people jump out the window and they may, you know, throw a jab at you or attack you and they don't even really know you for real, haven't had a chance to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a big advocate for accountability, like what Cal was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Being able to admit when you are wrong, you know what I mean? So it's like even on the internet, bro, like if you say something or type something that's out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? Don't accuse me or whoever else of being wrong if you know that you are doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a hypocrite, man. You know, be able to, like I said, reflect on self. You know what I mean? Hindsight, all that stuff, you know. Like, okay, I was wrong. And then you get better. You know what I'm saying? Then you can get to where, like what Cal's talking about, you know, building productive relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because you might low-key be, you know, cutting off a friendship or something. You know what I'm saying? It was a potential friendship that you don't know about. You know what I mean? Or association of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Or just a good conversation. You know what I mean? So just something to consider, man. So what's up, Dave? He's about to say something now.
Oh, I was just gonna say there is one thing I wanted to go ahead and promo right quick while we're here. Because I think we said it yesterday, but I think it kind of got overshadowed amongst everything else that got said yesterday. That 4-hour live. If so, we're gonna keep pushing this. We're gonna keep pushing this on every freaking platform that's on EVL. So that way people have an understanding of what's going down. EVL this year, y'all seen the changes. You know, we're bringing more content between, you know, the different podcasts. You know, King's or different segments, King's Court, Nacho Sundays, Fourth Round, Waving Blades. You know, we're bringing different things. So we're slowly evolving. You know, but with that said, you know, we're trying this year. The newest thing that we want to add to our repertoire is we want to start doing video battles. So if you are interested in doing a video battle, you know, we are bringing in, we are a platform, we accept all new people that want to be able to try it out, you know, try it out. Come join. Like I said, it's a new venture for us. We're going to be doing video battles. We got video battles and audio battles. Or if you want to if you've been interested in if you're interested in battle rap, but you don't know how to, but you but you've never done it, you want to learn how to do it. We're still recruiting for new talent for audio battle rap also down here. You know, because pretty soon once we get the video side down, we're probably going to be having like 2 cards a month. You know, one video, one audio, or maybe we'll switch it up. Like one month it'll be audio battles, 1 month it'll be video battles or something. Like, you see what I'm saying? So just putting that out there.
So with the video battles, do you mean like kind of how we're here right now rapping, or like that thing ARP was doing where people go record their verse or their round for someone, and they
pretty much the same thing as, like, shout out to Yo-Yo and them. Pretty much the same thing that the same thing they've been doing. Now, mind you, let it be on record. Let this just be on record, because I don't want to hear no narratives later. So we're gonna I kill narratives early. This is not us copying what other people are doing. No, that is not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. EBL has never moved like that. Everybody that's been following us for 5 years can attest to this, correct? Am I correct, Ty?
Yeah, you good? Yep.
All right. It's not us copying it. The thing is, this is something that we've been talked about doing and been interested in doing for years. It's just, at the time that we talked about it, a lot of us didn't have the equipment that we had then that we have now. So now that we're more equipped for it, this is why we're trying to plan on doing it.
Okay.
Dope.
That's all right.
I'm excited. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, we appreciate you pulling up, man. Shout out the boss man, owner of EBL platform, along with King. You know what I'm saying? This has been another episode of Fourth Round Podcast. I think we have an interview lined up. Don't quote me on that. We'll talk about that off air. I do think we got some more content coming for y'all before the end of the week. So y'all stay in tune, man.
I do gotta
Join our Discord.
And finally, make sure that y'all keep an eye out on the Is We Poddin' YouTube channel itself. We will be continuing what we've been doing as far as putting out our podcast. As things keep on going and progressing, like Dave said, we're making our own strides when it comes to our equipment and our presentation and things like that.
Sure.
Y'all can definitely keep an eye out. Ty, you wanna say one of the ideas that you want to bring to the platform as well that we talked about when it was the what was that, good brother? You said reactions, correct?
That was me.
That was
I
you.
was about
Robbie,
to say
yeah.
that.
Robbie,
Reactions coming soon. We're working on it.
Yeah, and then after that as well,
Wish
you
you got
guys
too high, so we didn't get to it, but we'll get to it.
yeah, we'll get to that, and then we're also going to be doing in the coming months and things like that. I myself am going to be taking the helm on the video game side of things, so I'll be doing certain video game streams and stuff like that, uploading the good parts to the channel. Because I'm weird, I'll go into crafting, leveling, everything. Nobody wants to watch that. Y'all want to watch the business happen. So just stay tuned. We got content coming. We got stuff
for
coming.
sure. We definitely want to let brothers know that battle rap is just one of many interests. Like, this is something we could literally do eyes closed, you know what I'm saying? And breaking down battles, breaking down events. We've all been watching battle rap for long periods of times, but you tune into Is We Poddin'. Check out our channel, man. We got movie reviews. Brothers talk sports, brothers talk social injustice, brothers talk politics, brothers talk hip hop, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole cast of characters over there, man. Interesting personalities, man. So y'all check us out, man. Robbie, you want to sign us out, bro?
That was it. I mean, Is We Poddin' and EBL. This was the fourth round. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back soon, sometime next week. Catch us on Dave's show too.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. Remember, if it ain't exclusive, it don't matter, niggas.
Facts. Hello.
If it ain't exclusive, it don't matter.